Okay, we're going to solve inequalities by multiplying and dividing. It's a lot like solving equations where you do the same inverse operation to both sides to isolate the variable and solve for x. So when we look at this one, we have negative 5x is less than 20. To solve it, we're going to need to divide by a negative 5 on both sides. And just like before, the negative 5 divided by negative 5 is 1. 1 times x is x. 20 divided by a negative 5 is negative 4. But here's where things are different. It was less than, but when you divide or multiply by a negative with inequalities, then you have to switch the inequality and reverse the sign. So since it was less than, now it's greater than. Now you might be wondering, well, why in the world would I reverse the sign? So let's go off to the side and think about this for a second. If I had 5 is less than 20, that's a true inequality. But if I divide both sides by negative 5, I now have negative 1 and negative 4. And negative 1 is not less than 4 because it's closer to 0. It's actually greater than negative 4. So when you multiply or divide by a negative, you must flip the inequality sign or reverse it. Okay, now we still need to graph our inequality. So we'll come down here and make a number line. And we'll add our negative 4. Less than negative 4 is negative 5. Greater than negative 4 is negative 3. I'm going to put an open circle because I can't actually be negative 4, but I can be any number larger or greater than negative 4. And we're done. All right, we're going to solve this inequality by multiplying or dividing. I notice that m is being divided by negative 4, so the inverse operation would be to multiply both sides by negative 4. So 1.2 times negative 4. Now on the left-hand side, if you like, you can add the 1 underneath the negative 4 so that you can see the fraction form. The negative 4's cancel, leaving m over 1 or just m. And on the right-hand side, we have 1.2 times negative 4, which is negative 4.8. But you have to remember with inequalities, if you multiply or divide by a negative, you have to reverse the inequality. So it was greater, so now it's less. Now if you're wondering, why do we reverse the inequality sign? Let's come over and think about that for a second. 4 is greater than, say, 2. If I divide both, pardon me, we're multiplying this time. If we multiply both sides by negative 2, then now I have negative 8 and negative 4. Well, negative 8 is no longer greater than negative 4. So to make it true, I have to flip the inequality to say negative 8 is actually less than negative 4. So when multiplying or dividing by a negative, I reverse the inequality symbol. Okay, let's graph our solution. Negative 4.8. Let's see, less than that would be negative 5.8. Greater than that would be closer to 0, negative 3.8. I'm less than negative 4.8, so open point, and less is to the left. So numbers smaller than negative 4.8 will be left of it, and we're done.